for this study, Try by Pink. It's got a really cool, nice piano intro which we can interpret on guitar like this. And if you put that with the backtrack, the audio track I'm going to send along to you, it's going to sound something like this. Let the notes ring nice and long. Then the drums join in. And then you go to the power chords. And so on. But let's start the song, let's learn it, and let's start with the tab sheet. I'm assuming you've got yours printed out in front of you. And we're going to look at the piano equivalent. Now it's played quite high up, so it's fret number 10 for the pinky. You can see the fourth finger is numbered there. From fret 10 to fret 9 to fret 7 as on the tab. It's nice and slow, so it's a nice one to get into picking single notes. And it should sound like that. Now just quickly, when playing these notes, I want us to focus on what I'd like you to please do with your plectrum if you're using a pick. I want you to stroke, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke to help you get into what they call alternate strokes, which will give you more speed end of the day. So even though this is a slow song, try and still get that down, up, down, going the whole way through. Okay, now we've got the first three notes. Let's refocus back into your fretting hand, and you'll notice on your tab sheet there's a bit of a gap, and then it goes 7, 10, 7. But we change strings. Now the first note of those three starts on the note you ended with. In other words, from the previous that you just did, you ended there. And the next phrase we're doing now, we're starting here. So it's going to go 7. Pinky comes in for number 10, but this time on the second string. And then we end on the 7, but on the second string again. So one more time, slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's nice long pauses. Now I'm going to do it one more time with the backtrack so you can get an idea of the timing and the gaps, because we don't want to rush those phrases. And then we start our strumming of the chords. Now, the power chords the whole way for the song, but I'm also going to show you later on a second video what we can use, sort of using open chords if you want to. But I would like us to try and get the power chords as a nice song to get into it. And you only have to use basically 2 fingers for the first 2 chords. That's your B, using first finger and pinky, or you can use first finger and third finger, I don't really mind. When you go to the G, which is a G5, you simply go up a string, 4th fret. Nice changes. So let's take it again, assuming you use the pinky. There's your B5. 5 means power chord, by the way. Fret 2, fret 4. And from the B5, up 1 fret and up a string, and you end up on G5 by the 3rd and the 5th frets. Now, on the strumming for that, you're going to go 1 and 2 and then you pause for the 3, and then you go and 4 on the G. So one more time, super slow motion, and I'm going to try and get left and right hand involved over here so you can see the strumming pattern. Ready for it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you can see that tiny pause on the 3rd beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then you don't strum on the and after the 4. But the strumming pattern will be on your page as well. So if you're not sure, have a look at the page. And if you're still not happy, please drop me a WhatsApp or just quickly rewind the video. I'm sure you'll pick it up. The next 2 chords, the D5 and A5, are really nice because all you have to do is use 1 finger. Finger 1 is on the 3rd string from the bottom, string 1, 2, 3, and you're strumming your 4th string and your 3rd string together. So it's going to sound like that. And then when you change to the A5, all that happens is first finger goes up one string, and then you're strumming the fifth and the fourth strings together, and that would be for the and 4. So the same way the B and G had this rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, the rhythm for the D to the A is the same, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I want to introduce you to what they call palm damping or palm muting, which means you have to focus one more time now onto your strumming hand. I'm going to get nice and close there. Here's your bridge over here. I'll do it on acoustic guitar now as well to show it works just as well on acoustic guitar. You want to bring the back part of your palm, this part of your palm that I'm pointing at here, that part there in other words, onto the bridge, onto the saddles of the bridge. So when you strum it, and I'm playing a B5 at the top, this is not happening. The notes are ringing nice and clear. We don't want it for this song. We want to put the palm on there and listen to the difference. Sounds pretty cool. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you can see there that while playing the B5, I strum from the 5th string. But when I went to G5 and I am changing off the screen, I strum from the 6th string. And when I go to the D, I strum from the 4th string and a 5th string. Now just again be careful, if your palm comes too far forward, you can see me moving my palm now, this happens. And that's too much damping. If I go too far back, I get this. So then I've missed the strings altogether. So you want to control your damping, not by how hard I'm pushing. You're not going to push down like that. You're just going to lightly lie on the strings. So you can hear the strings are trying to ring, but they're slightly muffled. Okay, now if you're the rhythm guitarist and you're not playing the piano part, what sounds quite cool for the introduction, and zoom out there now, is to just play the dot that's indicated in orange on your tab sheet. I mean, if you've got your PDF try in front of you, for the first time round when it's doing this, there's your backup track, try this. And all I'm doing there is simply playing one string. I'm not playing. Hear the difference? So for the first time around, while the one guitar goes, you can just do this. And the second time around, if you're playing with the backtrack, when the drums start, then you go to the full chord that we just demonstrated, that you just learned a minute or two ago. Simple as that. Now, we said we'd do this on acoustic as well, so let's just switch over so you can see and appreciate the difference and all the similarities too. Okay, we're up to the acoustic now, like we said, to show that it sounds just as nice. Same backtrack, same notes. Sounds great. Nothing changes. I'll explain the vibrato later. If you try the chords, they sound nice. Sounds pretty cool. Now let me just show you the technique quickly for the palm damping on an acoustic, because the bridge at the back is slightly different than that on an electric. It's normally got this white thing over here which they call a bridge. So you're going to rest your palm on the bridge. You can see it's sort of just lightly touching the strings. And you can hear the strings are just slightly muffled. Where if I take it too far forward, so if you hear this, it means you must move back, and if it goes too far back, it sounds quite harsh. That means you must come a bit further forward. So again, it's not about how hard we're pushing, but rather where your palm is resting to get a very gentle muffle like that. But I'm going to switch back more to the electric now, only because it's more comfortable, no other reason, and then we can have a look at the chorus as well. Okay, we're looking at the chorus now, and I'm sure you might be asking by now, when you looked at your chord diagrams, there's, for example, the B5, there's the red note, there's a sort of a light pale red note, and then there's also a green note. Now the green note I haven't played up until now, and you still don't really have to play it. But when you go to the chorus, where she goes really, really loud, I'd like you to include the green note for that. Now the only real difference, if you look at the chord structure, is for the verse it goes B to G to D to A, and then for the chorus it's going G to D to A to B. So the sequence has changed around. It's starting on the second chord. And then the other thing on the rhythm, instead of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, what she does there is when she starts on the G, she does it for the entire count of 4 beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So she goes really loud with that. And for those that actually do have electric guitar, what could sound quite cool is maybe add a bit of overdrive so you get this sound. That sounds quite cool. So if you did your chorus with overdrive, if electric, it would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and D, 2 and 3 and 4 and A, 2 and 3 and 4 and D, 2 and 3 and 4 and. As simple as that. If you had electric without overdrive, it would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and D and 2 and 3 and 4 and A and 2 and 3 and 4 and B. And for the acoustic players, it's going to sound like this. So in short, it works on any guitar the whole way through. The trick over here is your dynamics, in other words, to get your loud and quiet under control. So for the verse, for the introduction, nice and relaxed, nice and pulled back, nice and chilled. But when you go to the chorus, go loud, be quite heavy hand with your strumming, don't forget the palm damping. And I hope you enjoyed the song. That's pretty much all there is to it. I will see you on the second video where I'm just going to show you the clear chords if you want to do clear chords. But the power chords actually are the best way to go for the song.